Peter, Yash, and Caroline, and we are a part of Pod Protect. How many of you guys own AirPods or know someone that has AirPods? As we all know, AirPods are quite expensive, with them being $250. One of the easiest ways to break or lose your AirPod buds is by dropping the case. In fact, this is so common that it's even happened to me. All it takes is losing one of your AirPod buds, then boom, you have to buy a brand new pair. I was walking in the hall and I dropped my AirPod case and the buds flew out and I lost them. Not only was this very inconvenient for me, but also very costly, and I had to work hard to buy a brand new pair. I then went to my team and I found out that this was a common problem, even between all of us, which led us to think, why is this still such a painful problem? According to CBS News, over $1 billion is spent annually on AirPods because of replacements and damages. Almost every AirPod user owns a case cover that doesn't even protect the actual AirPod buds. Such a high-quality product being so easy to damage didn't sit right with me and my team, so we conducted interviews. We conducted 35 interviews with high school students in Barrington, and this is what we found. We found that 100% of the people that we interviewed have done this problem and had it firsthand. Over 50% claimed that this is a constant problem for them, and over 85% of the people that we interviewed found that this was a big enough problem for a solution. So we created Pod Protect. Pod Protect is a high-quality AirPod case that features a durable slide lock mechanism that prevents the case from opening up when dropped. Pod Protect is durable because it's made from substantial materials, convenient because of its easy-to-use slide lock mechanics, and stylish because it comes in a wide array of colors and patterns. This is our demo, and in our demo we are able to see the case cover that goes over the existing case and the implemented slide lock mechanism that allows the user to access their AirPods easier, but also having the convenience of it being a slide lock to lock and unlock your case.
So our product is preferable over our competitors because of its unique and easy-to-use design. And some of our direct competitors include cases from Iker and Voma. And as you can see, these cases feature a leather-like pouch case with a manual button. And this manual button is inconvenient because you have to fully fasten and unfasten the button, which takes time. And our solution is better because you can open the AirPods case with ease. There are even mechanical button-like cases that we bought and tried out ourselves, and we found that these cases were unreliable going along with customer feedback. So in today's day and age, we are a multitasking population. This is because of the busyness of today's world, and we find that multitasking is the most efficient way to get things done. Listening to something via AirPods is one of the most common methods of multitasking, and this is most commonly seen among students and business people. So without further ado, allow me to introduce our early adopter, Jane. Jane is a 17-year-old student at Barrington High School who frequently spends her time listening to music on platforms such as Apple Music, Spotify, and Amazon Music. And due to her being a student, she's frequently carrying a lot of things, and this causes her to drop her AirPods in the middle of the hallway. Jane now has to spend the time and embarrassment of having to pick up her AirPods, as well as a hefty price if she had lost them. Now, students were our original early adopters. However, we're thinking of, in the future, maybe expanding our market to include traveling business people who we understand always have their AirPods in on the planes and they frequently drop them.
Now we look at our target market. We're looking to market to people ages 14 to 20 who live primarily in suburban areas and who have interest in listening to music. And then our channels are directly through our website, and then we'll look to move indirectly through retail. And our total TAM revenue is $7 billion. That number is represented by everyone who buys AirPod Pros. And our SAM revenue is $254 million, and that represents the amount of teens that spend money on the AirPod Pros. We look to our first year for feasible gross profit of $9,900, and that comes as a first year market share of less than 1%. Finally, we have our price per unit, which is $18, and that's represented by, we got that number by conducting a survey that had people see what they would be willing to pay for it, and the consensus was around $18. And then our cost of goods per unit is $5, and that's the total cost of what it would cost for the case and then the slide lock mechanism.
Now I'm going to go in a little bit on our marketing tactics. So we're going to be marketing to our key demographic, which right now is ages 14 through 20. We are going to be marketing to them through social media, emails, and with flyers. We will be marketing through that, and then we will start marketing once our MVP starts. And we are going to be trying to be posting at least 3 times a week. Our call to action when people see our marketing is we want them to visit our landing page and sign up for emails. So here's what we will be testing in our MVP. We want to test the interest that people have in buying our product. So we want to get them to our landing page, get those emails in, and we want to test out our prototypes of our product and get direct customer feedback. So our tools in marketing, what we will be mainly using is TikTok and Instagram. We'll be using TikTok to get our younger audience and get a wider variety of people around the world. We'll be using humorous content and relatable content to draw them in. Instagram will be more of our local audience. We'll be getting a wider range of ages, and we will also be doing our ads on Instagram. An example of what an Instagram ad would look like is something that shows our case, the price, and we want to entice them to come to our website / landing page. Here's an example of a TikTok we would have. We show a girl dropping her AirPods, saying the AirPods are the problem, not you, and that Pod Protect will ensure that this embarrassment will not occur again. Here's an example of a flyer we would have. We have our 3 unique value propositions up front for you, and then we have a QR code so that people can directly scan it if they're enticed to see more about our product. And then the other part of our MVP, which is our prototype testing, we want to start out with 10 prototypes and 5 of 2 different styles to see what people prefer. We will test them with high schoolers in the area, get direct feedback, and then test again and make some changes. Here is what we will be doing. We will bulk order 10 cases, and we will then, with our 3D printer, we will print out the locking mechanism and glue it onto the cases as our original part of our MVP. And then the key metrics we want through our MVP is the number of clicks onto the landing page, the number of emails given, and the number of surveys completed.
So initially with our landing page, we had decided to measure our success based on the number of pre-orders we received. However, after consulting with a number of our customers, we found that customers were more likely to enter their email rather than investing in a product they only just found about. Therefore, in addition to the option of leaving their email at the bottom of our page, when customers click on the pre-order button, it'll take them to a new page, which has a message along the lines of, whoops, you caught us before already. Please leave your email to hear the latest from us. And when, in addition to the number of emails we receive, our quantitative data will also consist of the click rates of the pre-order button. And by seeing how many people just click on the pre-order button versus clicking the button and then proceeding to leave their email, we're able to separate and determine our high versus general interest customers. So when customers enter their email, we aim to receive our qualitative data through a survey. So we'll be using MailChimp to send them an automated survey asking questions along the lines of what you can see here. Give me a second to read that. And to ensure that customers complete the survey, we'll be offering them some sort of rewards program which gives them 10% off their first order. So through this MVP, we are aiming to test the viability of our product as well as its performance after launch.
Now getting a little bit into our timeline, in month 1 is when we will mainly be doing our ads, drawing people in because we do want them to see our landing page so we can get their emails. The other part of month 1 is we need to order our cases as soon as we get the funding, and then we'll start gluing them and then get our prototype testers, get those out to them. Month 2, we'll analyze the data that we got on the website from the click-through rates and seeing the survey information we received. And then we'll be testing the prototypes and seeing which ones works better, what people preferred, any changes we need to make. So now we'll get into our cost structure. In total, we're going to be asking for $400, and I'll break that down a little bit. $26 for 2 months of MailChimp, which will be sending out our automated surveys. $64 for 2 months of the SEO and click-through rate data on the Wix website so we can get that direct data of how many people are clicking and putting in their email. $160 for the 10 prototypes, and we do want a little cushion money in there for if we need any changes to be made, if something's not working, things such as that. $100 for ads because we would like to have 3 ads on Instagram that reach 25,000 people each per ad, and $15 for 50 flyers that we will put around the local areas.
Thank you for listening, and remember to keep your AirPods set with
Pod Protect.
question about your customer segment. I thought I heard you say you're targeting people ages 14 to 20.
Yes.
Tell me how you got that.
The primarily like the people who have the most AirPod Pros are teenagers, and like nowadays, so we have marketing to teenagers because the AirPod Pros are the ones who have the most of this problem.
Okay. And digging a little further, who paid for those AirPod Pros?
With parents.
Their parents. And that's why we also think that they would want to help within that investment, that they're putting all this money in, so that they don't lose those AirPods and have to
Okay.
buy anything.
Okay. So you may want to consider user, buyer,
Yeah.
and what makes sense to target. Because if the user never had to pay for them in the first place and isn't expected to pay for their replacement, then that kind of diminishes the effectiveness potentially of your message.
Okay.
Something to think about.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I would say you were actually too conservative with your serviceable addressable market. Like, it's too narrow. Really, your target is anyone who has AirPods who's ever dropped. I mean, so artificially segmenting or diminishing it down to that, what Margarita said, it's just, I think you can dream a little bigger with your
Is
serviceable
that because your
addressable market.
prototypes will just be the AirPod Pro?
Yeah, just for AirPod Pros,
Yeah,
because that's
that's
the
okay.
ones that incur the problem with the hotspot.
I think you did a great job on the demonstration and illustrating the problem, and you went above and beyond, I think, with the advertising concepts and like how you're gonna, what message you're gonna use to reach people. You kind of admitted that the solution already exists, but it's inferior to what you're gonna design. Can you reiterate why? I missed what's the differentiator? Is it just, it's
So, with
not
the
as bulky?
solutions,
Or
sorry?
it's not as bulky?
No, so with the solutions right now, you have like a manual button, and that takes time to unlock the button, or to undo the button and then open the case and put your AirPods in. Versus with our case, it's just a simple slide, and we'll have the case open.
So this, when you slide it, it still is gonna
No,
stay
I don't
attached
think
to
so.
the case, so you don't risk losing the slider.
What's the case made out of?
It's made from a polycarbonate plastic, so that's the most durable and the one that won't break when you drop it.
So do you essentially have a case for a case? Is that-
Yeah, it's basically a case cover that goes over it, so you won't need to do anything to the actual case, but it'll prevent it from that case from opening up.
Yeah,
It's
because
a cover that
many high
goes
schoolers have cases, but they're just purely for like the fashionable aspect. We want it also to be for the durable part.
Well, how did you come to settle on that particular solution? Did you try other options to protect the function of that case?
Yeah, so as I said, with the mechanical button, we actually bought that and tested it out ourselves, and we found that the case would still open up even when it was dropped, even though it had a button that was meant to protect it. The case, the problem still existed.
So we thought the slide lock mechanism would be the most effective, but obviously we'll have to continue to test that and make sure that that is
And
true.
were there any other designs? Did you even consider a snazzy rubber band or?
I think we're open to ideas. I think this will be our starting out one, but we're gonna try and have at least 2 styles to start with.
I like the idea because it's a one-handed kind of thing,
Yeah.
very efficient. Have you thought about, instead of doing the actual case, you mentioned doing something where you take the slide lock mechanism and then glue it on? Is there a sticky kind of tape that will adhere it pretty permanently? You can do it for iPod,
Right.
Pros, you could use it for just normal iPods, and stick it onto the case. You can stick it on the neoprene, stick it on the plastic.
You mean like command strips on the back of the
Yeah,
locking
on the back of
mechanism?
it, just sticking it on,
Yeah.
because it looks like in your prototype you had on there, you might be able to stick it on anything as long as it's sticky.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility for us.
Because then you could experiment with a whole lot more prototypes available and actually perhaps get to charging people so that they don't have to MacGyver their own. But now you're just producing the locking mechanism. You can buy command strips for not a whole lot of money and actually start selling that option.
And you won't interfere with the wireless charging of the AirPod Pro case. You're not putting anything in between the charger, the plastics, which may have some regulatory things.
Yeah.
One thing to keep in mind is that this product life cycle is probably near its end with Apple. It's the same case since the beginning. And, you know, as a third-party product developer, you're kind of reliant on Apple and their new designs.
Yeah.
So just something to keep in your product design. You want it to be kind of future-proof, as Apple will frequently change theirs, and that will really disrupt your business.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with the problem that you're talking, to solve, and the thing with the lock mechanism. I mean, some people almost use like their AirPod case is almost like a little fidget spinner, right? It's always in your pocket, you're kind of
Yes.
flipping up and down. Like, I could see you doing that with this little lock mechanism. If it's like a satisfying feeling to like lock or unlock, like that could be, you know, you're just kind of little fidget spinner thing and keep it locked and going. Like, so paying attention to the feel of how it locked, maybe a little click, a little something like that, and whatever, like, that could be great. People would just like it.
You guys have a lot of fun with this, different colors, and,
Right.
you know, maybe a fashion thing. I would, you know, to those competitors, since you do have them, I think it might be useful either in talking about the product or doing a little video, demonstrate why it takes longer and how easy yours is just to open up.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And I applaud the thoroughness and the polished nature of your presentation. Your competitors, your slide of competitors, I don't know if you appreciated this, but their colors are blue, which is what
Yeah,
you,
I went for
did
that,
you
yeah.
do that
Yeah, yeah.
intentionally? Where you wanted to,
No, yeah, I wanted to make it blue because some of them are like brown with the leather, and I just felt like that didn't really match with the indoor presentation. So-
okay, but the competitors you showed are all blue.
Yeah.
Well, they have different colors of cases. I think that was just one of the ones.
I'm just saying, you want to set yourselves apart.
Apart, yeah.
That's all.
Awesome.
All right, so what's your?
400 was the
Ask
ask.
us more.
And how much of that would be photo once it's
Very
in
good.
the process?
It's an easy sell.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
Where's the extra $35 going?
Because we wanted some cushion money on the prototypes.
Okay, so prototypes is actually $195 then, right?
Sure, yeah.
Checking the math.
It's
friendly.
The other groups have
Three-digit math.
less on the ads and flyers at this point than more.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good?
Andrew?
Last thing I'll say is that you might want to think about what moat you're going to have with your solution. So over the next couple of months, you should probably spend a little bit of time just investigating IP and how you're going to protect this.
Yeah, provisional patents.
Yeah.
We get into that in March.
Oh, in March?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Never mind.
Big Bill Dolan will be stepping in for that.
But go to town on those prototypes now.
Yep.
In your timeline, I was thinking there's no reason why all 4 of you need to play kindergarten soccer ball. Delegate so that your prototype production is happening at the same time as your outreach campaign.
Yes.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
I'll ask you some steps.